Can I share something with you guys? This is my secret trout bait that everyone's forgotten about. Because let me tell you right now, trout love these mice tails. When you're talking mice tails, Berkley power bait. These are so easy to use, but so easily forgotten because everyone gets caught up on the stuff that is more out there, like power bait. Everyone knows about power bait, the successful colors, the different things you can use with them. But it's not talked about how effective these are on trout, because you not only get the effectiveness of power bait in a power egg on top, but you get a power worm on the tail. And this in the water, combined with a secret technique that I will show you, can help you get bites when no one else is catching. Just got a recently stocked lake. You see the footage here. We catch them. We've only been here 20 minutes and I got my 5 fish. So the key that I did here was 2 things. First, I know that these fish are going to be close to the boat launch area where they put them in. They only were stocked yesterday. So anything potentially could work. However, I've noticed not many people catch them today. 2 things I did. I ran 2 different rods here. One has about a 5.5 foot leader. This was the one that consistently got the bites over this other one here on the shorter rod that had about a 3.5 foot leader. Color, I got one on the pink and white that really liked the orange and the chartreuse. But I think the key is twofold. The fact that this has a killer action in the water and the scent, but the presentation for these to be presented above the weeds that these fish are cruising. You might see them jumping behind as well because they're near the surface. So having that little bit longer leader to get that up in their visible range, trout are so visible, they want to see the bait to go chase after it. So that is the secret. Now, what can we do? How do we rig this up? I will show you here because this has been about 2 weeks of catching on the same guy, and we are about at its useful life. But never throw these away, guys. I keep all of my single eggs as well because you can reuse them. Now, take a brand new one out of the package and show you. That's it. Power egg and a power worm combined together. This is 6-pound test leader, a number 8 Berkley Fusion hook. You take your hook and you thread it through the top of the power egg. And you could just, in sense, put it in like that and fish it. Here's my trick. I found if you thread this down the worm as best as you can, hard to do with a smaller hook, but you start to be able to finesse and thread this back. That hook becomes now further down in the worm and it creates that little bit of bend. Now this is key because I said there's a trick. If this is sat for too long and not getting a bite, reel your bait in, I don't know, 1 foot to 2 feet and stop. What this does is it causes the worm to move. This is floating, so it's going to move and wiggle and then stop. Move and wiggle and stop. You might get the attention of a fish nearby that comes in and absolutely hammers it. So, super easy, super effective, and so much fun. I got little, 6-pound test rod, and this thing is an absolute hoot. Now for the weight rigging, simple as well. I just use a slider so that fish can grab and pull your bait without feeling the weight, and it transfers really good right to the rod for your bite. Here's a second trick. Get yourself some of these Yakima bait rooster tail scents. Shrimp and garlic, really killer on trout. But the key then, you can just rejuvenate the scent power on those after you catch a fish by just spraying one of these. One spray makes all the difference, and you might be catching fish when no one else isn't. Again, we're allowed here. You can run 2 rods, as you saw. I like running that difference in leader length to tell me where the fish are at, what they're going to be biting. Really helpful there. But what's to say, what if I don't have mice tails? How about we make our own? Here's my second bonus tip. Grab your favorite power eggs. These ones are the OG orange, okay? Check this out. Grab 1 power egg out of the jar. Grab yourself a bag of the Berkley floating power worms. And if you know where I'm going with this, you can create your own customized mice tails. No one else out there does this. Okay, I'm giving you a secret trick. So you're going to have to get your worm. They're segmented. But this is how you can make any color combination you want with just a few baselines. Because I can take a white, really good worm. Now I have an orange with white. What if I want a chartreuse and white for clear water? It's totally customizable, and these mice tails absolutely work. So comment below what you think of the mice tails. Are you using these this spring? Are you going to use them now? You guys are so awesome. You sent me in some Q&A questions that I wanted to answer here in this video at the end. So stay tuned through this because I also want to do a giveaway for you. The first question that got asked, with trout fishing, where is the best place to go? What I can tell you right now is that our state of Washington has a trout hatchery plant report that they update weekly. So you can know up to date on where the trout are going to be stocked at. It just so happened that I looked up this lake. It was stocked yesterday. So I had the ability to be able to go and fish based on knowing where the fish were going to be. So I use that. I'll put that in the link below for you guys to check it out. It's really helpful based on your area to see where these fish are going to get planted. A second question that you guys sent in is, what is the best bait to use for trout? I will tell you, it's whatever you have confidence in. For absolute years, my confidence has been just a regular power egg. But it wasn't until I started messing around more with these mice tails in recent that if I'm going to be catching fish to keep and I want to enjoy casting a few rods because I have my 2-rod endorsement or get my kids in on the action, I'm throwing something like this as my confidence to get them into fish. Now it's for trout, okay? Power bait works great. You can use night crawlers, the dough power bait. You can cast spinners. It's really what you're comfortable with and what the conditions provide. So I would just say, fish what you like to fish and just enjoy the heck out of it. Now, the third question that I got from you guys, I really thought this was great. So thank you for sending it in. You guys asked me what my favorite trout was to go chase after. For the longest time, I've loved chasing rainbow trout. They are near and dear to my heart because I grew up catching them on the fly rod, and I still do to this day. But if I had to pick my favorite trout to go chase after, honestly, it's probably going to be a cutthroat trout. They are super aggressive and in certain areas, very large. I had the privilege of catching many of those fish that are Laotian cutthroats out of Pyramid Lake, and I was spoiled. Those fish over 10 pounds, it really ruined me to become my favorite fish. But I always come back to fishing rainbow trout like this, and getting to share this with my kids makes it even more enjoyable. So that's for me. But the beautiful thing is our state has tons of different trout opportunities that you can go out and chase after. Now, the fourth question: what do you do with your trout? How do you like to cook them? How do you like to prepare them? Well, I'm working on a really cool video for this week that you guys are going to want to stay tuned for. I'm going to highlight a lot of other opportunities to use for your trout. But if I had to pick an option, I would lemon pepper every single trout. That is my favorite way to eat them on a grill. Absolutely love them. A lot of butter. And I'll show you guys how to do that. But you can also smoke them. And that is another way to make some trout candy. And it really, really tastes good. And my fifth and last question is where to fish next. Well, the spring provides every opportunity in our state to start opening up. Trout is just the gateway. Then you have bass fishing in freshwater. You have panfish now open with the opportunity of our lakes. But don't forget saltwater. And we're going to explore a lot of saltwater options here really soon too, like lingcod and the openings of salmon as they come. But trout is the start and all these beautiful lakes that we have to go out and chase. All right, so how do you win this giveaway I mentioned? We're going to give away the color of our video that caught all of our fish, the chartreuse and fluorescent orange. All you got to do, like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to our channel, and in the comment section, you just got to put what your favorite trout lure is to use from the bank. I will pick a random comment and give this away. 20-minute limit, baby. Mouse tails all day long. Stalker trout love mouse tails. If you want to learn more about some killer trout techniques, check this one out right here, and we'll catch you on the water. Tight lines and fish on.